to all of the development you'll find in Sacramento's Oak Park neighborhood. Now, we know gentrification is a hot topic, but we wanted to ask that question to folks who actually live there and some housing experts to see what they had to say. Take a look.
Man, good and bad. It did good and bad. Where the prices were going up, and literally in the Bay Area for housing.
In the heart of California's capital, a storm brews in the shadows. A deadly gang war has erupted, pitting CML and South Sacramento against Mozzy and the Oak Park Bloods. This isn't just street beef. It's a battle that has spilled into the streets, leaving a trail of violence and fear. Tonight, we delve into the depths of this conflict, uncovering the stories, the players, and the chilling reality of Sacramento's gangland war. Oak Park, once a thriving community, now a battleground. The Oak Park Bloods, a formidable faction, have their roots deep in this neighborhood. Founded in the early 1980s by Bloods from Los Angeles, they quickly established dominance in Northern California. Their influence spread, with subsets like the 4th Avenue Bloods, FAB, and 33rd Street Bloods, asserting control over different corners of Oak Park. FAB, known for their aggressive reputation and street enforcement, operates around 4th Avenue, while the 33rd Street Bloods hold down the southern blocks, often recruiting from local youth. Though both fall under the Oak Park Bloods umbrella, occasional tensions arise over turf and hierarchy. Their main rival, G-Mob, a Crip-affiliated alliance rooted in South Sacramento neighborhoods like Valley High and Meadowview. This feud has sparked years of back-and-forth violence, drive-by shootings, ambushes, and retaliation hits, leaving a deep scar on the city. Despite police crackdowns and community intervention efforts, the war between red and blue continues to define Oak Park streets. At the forefront of this faction stands Mozzy, a rapper whose lyrics echo the struggles of his upbringing in Oak Park. His music paints a vivid picture of life in the streets: poverty, violence, loyalty, and survival, resonating deeply with those who've lived similar realities. Mozzy began gaining serious attention with gritty tracks like Blah Da 2015, a breakout mixtape that was praised for its raw authenticity and street credibility. Songs like Truth Be Told and I'm Just Being Honest showcased his unfiltered storytelling, drawing a national spotlight to both his talent and the harsh environment he came from. But Mozzy's rise to fame hasn't been without controversy. His strong affiliations with the Oak Park Bloods and unapologetic street commentary have drawn criticism and intensified scrutiny from law enforcement and rivals alike. Still, for many in Sacramento and beyond, Mozzy is more than a rapper. He's a voice for the voiceless, capturing the pain, pride, and complexity of life in Oak Park. Across town, South Sacramento pulses with its own rhythm. Here, CML, Cutting Money Long, also known as Lavish D, reigns supreme. A rapper with deep ties to the streets, his music reflects the harsh realities of life in South Sac: violence, survival, and loyalty. As Mozzy was gaining traction in Oak Park, CML was also building his name with gritty, street-driven tracks like Speak My Mind, King of the City, and BMF, Blow Money Fast. These songs showcased his unfiltered perspective and earned him respect in the local rap scene and beyond. Tracks like Money, Power, Respect and Have You Ever further solidified his status, giving fans a raw glimpse into South Sac life. His early catalog blended street tales with aggressive delivery, making him a standout voice in Northern California rap. The tension between these factions escalated dramatically in August 2022. A video shoot in Sacramento's Meadowview Park, intended to promote unity, turned into a deadly confrontation. Gunfire erupted, leaving 4 injured and 1 dead. The incident was a stark reminder of how quickly peace can turn to violence. When Mozzy dropped I'm Just Being Honest in 2014, it was not just a song. It was a direct attack on Lavish D and his street credibility. In the track, Mozzy mocked Lavish D's reputation and cast doubt on his authenticity as a street figure. The song immediately gained traction and caught the attention of fans. But it also had profound effects on the already fragile relationship between the two gangs. This was a turning point that elevated the feud from a personal dispute to a public war.
People are losing their lives and these tragedies are horrible.
After 3 people, one, a teenager, were shot and killed in Sacramento at 2 different scenes overnight, today, another homicide in Oak Park.
And people have a right to be outraged that the violence keeps continuing.
Sacramento police say they got multiple calls about a shooting here on 6th Avenue just after 9 a.m. They confirm the man who was shot was taken to UC Davis Hospital.
The immediate reaction to the diss track was intense. Lavish D, known for his quick temper and street credibility, responded with fury. His Mac Blast and later diss tracks like Where's Waldo Pont, 2 inches were clear retaliation to Mozzy's attack. In these songs, Lavish D dissed not only Mozzy, but also his entire camp, mocking their lifestyle and challenging their gang status. The lyrics were violent, aggressive, and personal, aiming to humiliate Mozzy and escalate the conflict. The feud quickly spilled into real life. March 15, 2014, marked a significant escalation. Lavish D and his crew confronted a member of Mozzy's camp, Billy D. Kill Bill Smith, at the Arden Fair Mall in Sacramento. The altercation, caught on camera, was a dramatic example of the rivalry going beyond the music. In the video, members of Lavish D's Stars gang could be seen verbally attacking Mozzy's affiliate. Though no one was seriously injured, the incident made waves in the streets and online, leading to further tensions and street-level retaliation. The video went viral, and its impact was profound. Fans of both sides rallied behind their respective artists, amplifying the war of words. This altercation fueled further animosity, setting off a chain reaction of retaliatory violence in the city. Following the Arden Fair Mall incident, the streets of Sacramento became increasingly volatile. Between March 15th and March 22nd, 2014, there were at least 8 shootings linked to the ongoing gang conflict. 6 victims were injured, and 1 person was killed in the crossfire. These shootings were directly related to the rivalry between the Oak Park Bloods and the Stars gang, with each side trying to assert dominance and retaliate against the other. One of the most notable incidents involved a drive-by shooting in South Sacramento, where several individuals associated with the Oak Park Bloods were targeted by gunmen believed to be part of Lavish D's Stars crew. This attack sparked a wave of retaliatory violence, with both sides engaging in shootouts and violent altercations across the city. The violence was not limited to drive-bys. There were also stabbings and physical assaults, especially in areas where the two gangs were trying to expand their influence or retaliate for perceived slights. Local businesses, especially those in gang-controlled areas, were often caught in the crossfire. As the conflict moved beyond just rival groups to entire neighborhoods, law enforcement responded swiftly. In a coordinated, multi-agency operation involving local police, the FBI, and federal task forces, 16 individuals linked to the Oak Park Bloods were arrested. The Crackdown, part of a months-long investigation, targeted high-ranking members and active street operatives believed to be involved in shootings, drug trafficking, and illegal weapons distribution. Authorities seized 24 firearms, including assault rifles, high-capacity magazines, and several ghost guns, untraceable weapons assembled without serial numbers. The operation specifically focused on dismantling the Oak Park Bloods network, which law enforcement described as a driving force behind the recent surge in gun violence in Sacramento. Several of those arrested were directly tied to recent shootings tied to the feud with rival South Sacramento factions, including associates of Mozzy's circle. The arrests were part of a broader effort to suppress the gang's territorial control and send a clear message to both sides of the ongoing conflict. In the wake of these events, the community grapples with the aftermath. Families mourn their losses, and residents live in fear. The question remains, can peace be restored, or has the cycle of violence become too entrenched? The war in Sacramento may no longer dominate the headlines, but its echoes are still felt in the streets. What began as a lyrical feud between two rising rappers, Mozzy of Oak Park and CML, aka Lavish D, of South Sacramento, evolved into something far more dangerous, a battle that spilled into the city, leaving a trail of bodies, broken homes, and communities caught in the crossfire. Today, Mozzy sits in a different position. Once a voice of the trenches, he's now signed to a major label, working with artists like YG and Eminem, and even serving time on a federal gun charge. Yet even in the spotlight, he continues to carry Oak Park on his back, walking the tightrope between growth and loyalty to the streets that raised him. CML too hasn't faded. Though banned from certain Sacramento areas and constantly monitored by law enforcement, he continues to release music and speak unapologetically about his life, losses, and the politics of the South Sac streets. His presence remains deeply rooted in the Stars camp, refusing to bow to the pressures of silence. And Oakland, just across the bridge, remains both a battleground and a safe haven. Artists from the town have tried to bridge gaps, support unity, and prevent Sacramento's beef from bleeding further into the Bay. But even here, alliances are drawn in red and blue, and loyalty often outweighs logic. The gunshots may have quieted, but the tension still lingers like smoke after a fire. The beats keep dropping, the lyrics stay raw, and the neighborhoods watch, wondering if either side will ever truly lay down their weapons. In a city where rap is real life and real life bleeds into the booth, the question remains, will peace ever out-rap the pain? Subscribe, stay watching, stay listening, because out here, forgetting can be fatal.